A girl and her mom were enjoying a hike in nature and snapped a few photos along the way. Nothing seemed off at the time, so they carried on, enjoying the day. But later, while sharing the pictures with family, they noticed something eerie. In one of the shots, a shadowy figure appears, something none of them had seen before. It wasn't a reflection, it wasn't a trick of the light, it looked like someone watching from behind the tall grass. They hadn't seen or heard anyone else out there. A woman heard a low growling coming from the forest while camping in her RV. She ventured to explore, and that's when she saw this.
Oh, stay bright. What the fuck is that? Where? Oh, it's moving. No. Fuck that. No.
Something crouched at the base of a tree. It looked almost human-like, but something was off. Was it just a wild animal? Based on her reaction, it didn't seem like it. She ran back to her RV and drove off to find another place to stay. While hiking up a mountain, a man couldn't believe his eyes when he saw what looked like a humanoid figure flying above him. He quickly caught the moment on camera. There have been reports of similar flying humanoids spotted all around Utah, Mexico, and even parts of Europe. More and more people are capturing these mysterious figures on camera, but no one seems to have an answer for what they are. A woman stepped out of her cabin to get to her car, but as soon as she got close, she realized she was in deep trouble. Panic set in, and she tried to lock the bear inside, but it didn't work. So she ran for her life. The bear was left behind, confused, looking around like it had no idea what had just happened. It was trying to find something to eat, and the car door had been left wide open. Luckily for the bear, it ended up with the woman's basket of fruit. While hiking near Lover's Leap Bridge in New Milford, CT, someone noticed a grim message written on the bridge railing: "Taking the plunge," followed by a date. The hiker quickly realized a fall from that height wouldn't end well. Below the bridge lie only jagged rocks, a river, and steep terrain. Later, they discovered the area has a haunting backstory. Long ago, a Native American woman was misled into believing her lover, a white man, had died in war. Heartbroken, she leapt from the cliffs nearby. When the man returned and learned what had happened, he followed the same fate. Now, the note on the bridge seems to hint at someone returning to that tragic tradition. One evening, while putting her chicks back in the pen, a TikToker heard a weird, almost desperate cry coming from the forest nearby. Curious, she grabbed her phone and shined a flashlight toward the trees. At first, nothing was there, but when she moved around and pointed the camera again, something appeared. A thin white figure stood beside a tree, visible for just a moment on the edge of the frame, until it vanished. The sound stopped too. She wasn't sure if the figure made the noise or scared something else into making it. Either way, the forest around her house never felt the same again. Larry went solo camping deep in the woods near Flagstaff, Arizona. He set up camp before dark and started a fire, hoping for a peaceful night. But as he sat down to eat, something changed.
Probably just a stick though. Like a branch falling out of a tree or something. There's been times where I'm out here, or not out here, but in the woods, and you just hear something you can't explain. I don't know, it just gets your anxiety all worked up.
Anxiety crept in. He tried to shake it off. Maybe it was just the usual sounds of nature. While enjoying the campfire, this happened.
A cow or a coyote or something. Like, I just want to see something that I could know that it was it, just so I can just drop it. Like, I'm trying to sit up. The dogs are fighting. Buddy. Hi.
Whatever it was, it got his dog's attention. The dog stared silently into the trees. Despite the nerves and the noise, he made it safely through the night. On a sunny Sunday at the medieval ruins of Tynemouth Castle in Priory, Mandy Steele captured something chilling. While scrolling through her photos later, one image stood out. A woman in Victorian clothing can be seen, standing near the cliffside graveyard. Someone who hadn't been there when the picture was taken. Strangely, Mandy mentioned that a photo taken by her daughter at the exact same time shows no trace of the figure. Everyone at that site that day was dressed for summer. Tank tops, shorts, making the woman's long coat and hat all the more out of place. The ruins, which date back to the 7th century, are no strangers to ghost stories. So, did they unknowingly capture a lady from the past? This Reddit user once went on an adventure in a dense forest, enjoying the beauty and thrill of the wild. He was just hiking and filming everything around him until he noticed something terrifying.
Nice bear.
A black bear was lurking behind the trees, watching him. Unfortunately, the footage cuts off abruptly, but since it was uploaded, we can assume he made it out safely. While hiking along the Pacific Crest Trail in Riverside County, California, one woman found herself in a terrifying situation. She had slipped near a narrow section of the trail and was clinging to the rocks. A sheer canyon drop just inches below her. For over an hour, she held on, her legs trembling from the strain, hoping someone would come.
I'm going to drop Beeman down below. We're going to do a high hoist, and I'm going to gently rappel him up to her. Color dirt, I'm going to put you down. Give me left one, and forward two. We're starting to create that angle, Beeman.
Yeah,
forward one more.
Slack, or a little tension.
Once he picks her up, Mike,
Yep.
tensioning.
Yep.
Okay. Move left. Back one.
More. There, hold there.
Okay, holding here.
Holding.
Hold here.
Okay. Hold there, don't move.
Give me back one.
Forward,
one.
Up and forward.
Forward
Up
one.
and forward.
Forward two.
Forward.
Slack.
Slack.
I got you right here on the rock. They're on the cliff up here. They're secure.
Guys down there, Beeman? Yep. Hey, you're safe. You're all yourself. I need to get up. Tower, get down at 7150.
Let's give them some space here.
You're welcome. So that's okay.
Roger. And power's good. Bring it up.
Lower third above the blue.
Thankfully, she managed to activate her emergency beacon. A rescue team soon arrived, and a specialist, Jason Beeman, was lowered down to her. But her position made it impossible to secure a harness. So Jason wrapped her in a bear hug and both were lifted to safety by helicopter. Scraped, bruised, and shaken, she survived. A friend of a Reddit user went hiking deep into the woods one afternoon. While exploring the dense, quiet forest, he snapped a photo, just a random shot of the trees. But later, when looking back at the picture, he noticed this: a huge black figure, partially hidden behind a tree. It was towering, far taller than any average human. Some say it could be Bigfoot, others think it's just shadows playing tricks. In December 2020, a group called the Master Caster caught this disturbing creature in Jordan Creek, a lamprey.
Yo, we just caught a lamprey in the Jordan Creek right now. Look at that dude.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Known for its circular mouth full of sharp, vampire-like teeth, the lamprey is a parasitic species that lashes onto other fish, using its tongue and teeth to feed on blood and bodily fluids. In very rare cases, lampreys have latched onto humans, but fortunately, we're not on the menu. Jay from the YouTube channel The Journey is the Destination ventured alone into the swamps of Three Bull Run, an eerie stretch of woods known for so-called Bigfoot structures. As night fell, he noticed fallen trees that hadn't been there before. He began to feel a growing sense that he wasn't alone.
Sort of knock. I feel like I am right in the middle of somewhere I shouldn't be. That is the feeling I have right now. Like I'm walking around in the middle of someone's house that's about to come home. Man, I'm getting goosebumps.
When he reached a spot he believed to be the most active area, he tried to communicate with the supernatural. That's when he started hearing sounds.
I'm hearing creepy stuff all around me.
Children's laughter echoes.
Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah, go from sweating to having goosebumps.
Laughter at first, then others he couldn't quite place. And then he saw it. A car came blasting music, driving straight toward the trailhead. For a moment, the car left, but then it came back. Panicked, Jay grabbed his gear and fled. But when he got to his own car, he realized a massive tree had nearly crushed it.
Come on, man, don't be out here. Oh, that's awesome. Tree almost fell on my car. Alright, I don't see anybody, thank goodness. Yeah, this wasn't like this when I headed back there. This tree, like, what the heck is that? Obviously, it just came off of up there.
He was sure something had been following him the entire time, and felt nothing but relief to finally be heading home. Back in 2014, a 3-year-old girl named Karina Chikatova got lost in the vast Siberian wilderness. She had wandered off with her dog, Nadia, and couldn't find her way back. With no food or shelter, she survived by eating wild berries and drinking from a stream. Nights in Siberia can be brutal, but she stayed warm by cuddling Nadia. After several days, the dog left Karina while she was sleeping and returned to the village. Following Nadia's trail, rescuers eventually found Karina alive, curled up in tall grass, fast asleep. Thanks to her loyal dog, she survived alone in the wild for 11 days. Just imagine if Nadia hadn't been there. A group of friends, a little drunk and feeling adventurous, decided to hike a trail. But then things took a turn. One of them slipped on the narrow path and tumbled off the edge. The rest rushed to help, when suddenly this happened. Thankfully, the fall wasn't too far and everyone walked away okay. But imagine if it had been a steep cliff. A man was out in the wild when he spotted a bison and decided to get out of his car to film a video. Take a look.
Look at this guy. Here you go.
Fortunately, he managed to get behind the car in time and quickly drove off. But somehow people keep making the same mistake, approaching massive, intimidating animals thinking it's safe. Unless the animal is trained or raised around people, it's probably not going to react kindly. They don't understand your intent, they just see a threat. But I think this man has learned his lesson. This man decided to spend a night alone in an old cemetery in the Dominican Republic. From the moment he stepped in, the place felt wrong.
I finally made it into the cemetery, the Dominican Republic. And it is crazy. I saw the vibe here is so different. It's just creepy. You know, I don't want to disrespect, but it's a creepy cemetery. The cemetery of the Dominican Republic is crazy. I just heard a couple of noises here. There's a lot of dogs barking. I'm sorry, I'm just hearing a lot of noises out here. It's crazy. But anyways, let's start this investigation. Let's explore around the whole cemetery. That was the same one that I heard earlier. Yo, I got the only creeps. Let's start walking around and see what we're gonna find and see what's gonna happen.
As he walked deeper, he noticed a lit candle on a gravestone. Fresh, still flickering. Something had been there recently.
Oh wow, look, there's a candle. Somebody was here recently. Now, I don't know how long when you light up a candle, I just don't know how long it will be turned on. I mean, it is right now 1 a.m. in the morning. What was that? Oh, my thing turned off. Oh, turn my battery down for a second. Oh, you gotta be careful shining the lights over there. It smells really bad out here. Like this right here is wide open. It looks like somebody comes here and sleeps here. You see that pole right in the middle is like holding this little tomb. Oh, what is that? Oh, so many bugs out here, bro. I think something's moving around. Dude.
He started to feel like he wasn't alone after all. Then he caught this.
Look. Somebody's right there. You see that?
A shadow peeking from behind a tomb, but it seems he didn't notice. The deeper he went, the creepier it got.
Oh. It's a donkey. Well, it sounds so fake. Oh, no. Nah. Oh, hell no.
He eventually left the place, knowing something or someone was lurking. But why? Two friends set out to explore near an old railroad track. The place had a weird vibe, but they brushed it off at first. Then, while checking behind a pillar, they saw this.
Is that it? Girl, is that a person? Is that a dead body?
What exactly had they stumbled upon? Was it just a homeless person seeking shelter, or did they truly uncover something far more sinister? Louisa Farrell went exploring a haunted old cemetery and took some photos of the eerie scenery. When she got home and checked the pictures, she realized she had caught a ghost. The figure is believed to be a 17th century soldier from the Civil War, dressed in armour typical of the time. The cemetery is one of Merseyside's most haunted spots and holds a lot of history, dating back to the Siege of Liverpool in 1644, when Prince Rupert camped his troops nearby. Ghost hunter Keith Braithwaite, who's been exploring the area since 2002, said the figure looked like someone from that era, possibly a soldier from Prince Rupert's army. Even though it's hard to make out, you can't deny it looks like it. While someone was out in the jungle, they recorded this mind-blowing video. A massive snake was seen climbing up a dirt wall and disappearing into the grass. Could it be the man-eating Titanoboa people talk about in stories, or just another enormous snake? It's hard to say for sure, but one thing's certain. Creatures this size aren't something we see every day. Tommy and Rachel love camping in the wild with their dog, enjoying the calm of nature from their van. But one spot always felt off. They'd been there before and heard strange noises in the woods. Still, they decided to return and gave it another shot. The day passed quietly, but in the evening, Tommy caught something in his peripheral vision.
And I could have sworn I wasn't looking out the mirror, but it's in my peripheral, and I could have sworn I saw something walk across there. Well, like a man walked across there. Yeah, I don't. Watch out your window, baby.
He stepped outside to check, but found nothing. Just as he tried to shake it off, a childlike scream echoed from the same spot where they had once heard howls.
I could have sworn back in the area where we heard the howls coming from before that it sounded like a little kid screaming. And that's disconcerting. You know, I wouldn't even know where to begin to go looking, or even if I should go looking for it. No. But it sounded for all the world like a 5 or 6 year old little kid screaming. And I didn't hear a word. It was just more like just a scream. It could have been a bobcat.
Yeah.
But it's from the same area we heard the howls before. Exactly the same direction. Yeah, that I do not like.
Later that night, more unsettling sounds began creeping in. As they grew closer, it became too much for them.
I've got my window all the way up.
Yeah. I haven't heard any more screams, but I've definitely been some howls. Roll your window down a little bit, just a little bit. Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
Look, I'm getting tired of this. Like, can we just have a night? Can we just... I don't know what it is about this spot.
Yeah.
What is it about this spot?
I don't know.
Now there's one back over here.
Tommy started the van and they drove off, still wondering what is wrong with this place. They're clearly not the ones to find out. While hiking in Adi Kailash, India, a true nightmare unfolded. Nowhere, a huge chunk of the mountain started falling. The destruction was overwhelming, but fortunately everyone kept a safe distance. While hiking in the snow, this woman spotted something strange. An unusually large and strange footprint. Some say it's a dogman, a wendigo, maybe even a yeti, but no one knows for sure. The source? Still a mystery. A group set off for a tree camping trip deep in the forests of Uttarakhand, India. They picked a cold evening to build a wooden shelter in a tree, surrounded by the wilderness. Their setup was tough, uneven ground, broken branches, strong winds, but they managed to create a space high above the forest floor. As they cooked, strange noises began echoing from the trees, and they spotted this. A tiger. Fear took over and they spent the night on edge, barely getting any sleep. By morning, they quietly packed up and left, fortunately unharmed. On March 6, 2023, a backpacker was exploring East Java, Indonesia, when something terrifying happened. Mount Semeru suddenly erupted, and the backpacker managed to capture it on video. The ash cloud moved faster than anyone expected, leaving barely any time to escape. Getting caught in it can be deadly. The intense heat and lack of oxygen make it extremely dangerous. The people in the video were likely in serious danger. Thankfully, it was later confirmed that the backpacker made it out alive. Back in 2012, a hiker was trekking through a snowy forest when something strange appeared in the distance. As the hiker kept recording, the figure stepped a bit closer, revealing a tall, human-like posture. Just as it started becoming clearer, the video abruptly ended. It seemed like the hiker panicked when the creature got too close. Was it just a bear or something else? Russian YouTuber Eugene from Dark Mystic was exploring an old abandoned house deep in the woods.
Начались какие-то шорохи, шумы, падения. И самое главное, что мне больше всего понравилось в этом письме, то, что они говорят, мы стояли ошарашенные, и поднимается ни с того, что такой предмет. Я не помню, какой он там был в описании предмет. Вопрос, говорит, поднимается.
Not long into the video, something strange appeared in the background. A shadowy figure, visible in the dark window behind him. Later, while filming inside, something else happened.
Это что такое?
But no one was there. As he recorded the crawl space beneath the house, he heard this.
Ой. Откуда взялась-то?
And then, while exploring the shed, he saw two glowing eyes staring back at him before they vanished.
Ой. Я такие глаза, я так и не вижу. Смотрите, глаза какие-то. Пошел-ка я за фонариком, сейчас посмотрим.
It's still unclear what caused any of it, but that figure in the window, it doesn't add up. Two guys decide to explore an old abandoned building late at night. Locals claimed it was built over a Native American burial ground, and some said the last owner had dabbled in dark rituals. With flashlights and cameras, they stepped inside. Almost instantly, something felt off. Then they heard this.
Cover my back, alright. What the hell's that?
And as they turned the camera toward a dark doorway, they saw this.
That on the floor. Right there.
Who or what was wandering around that building? Some say it was all just a setup. But one thing's hard to fake: their reaction. Someone was recording a video while walking through a quiet graveyard. As the camera panned slowly across the silent rows of headstones, something strange came into view. Near one of the graves sat a figure, hunched over, its back to the camera. Then the video cut off. No explanation, no follow-up. Was it simply someone mourning in silence, or was there something more to this sighting? This man was reviewing footage from his trail cam when something strange caught his eye. A glowing figure appeared in the distance. It didn't look like a person or any animal he'd ever seen. Unfortunately, the quality of the image and lack of more photos make it impossible to say what he captured. But whatever it wasn't just an animal. While hiking in Washington, a Reddit user stumbled across something strange on a quiet beach. Bones, a feather, and an uprooted plant, all scattered in a weird formation. They had no idea what they were looking at. Was it part of some ritual or just random beach junk arranged by someone bored? The comments didn't offer a clear answer. So the mystery remains. Was it meaningful or just mischief? One night, the security cameras at this person's home in the woods were triggered by something unusual. On the right side of the footage, someone or something appears. Some say it looks like an old woman in a nightgown. What makes it even stranger, the footage was captured on their late grandmother's birthday, a timing too eerie to ignore. Maybe it was just coincidence, or maybe a quiet hello from someone long gone. In July 2010, two Norwegian kayakers, Sebastian Plur Nielsen and Ludvig Feld, set out to circle the Svalbard archipelago, hoping to make history. The Arctic expedition came with cold waters, harsh winds, and the ever-present threat of polar bears. Despite having tripwire protection, one night a bear managed to slip into their camp undetected. It tore through their tent and clamped its jaws around Nielsen's head, dragging him outside. He fought back, even tried punching it, but was thrown and mauled. Fjeld, jolted awake by the chaos, grabbed his rifle and fired. After several shots, the bear finally collapsed. Nielsen was badly injured, but alive. He was rescued by helicopter hours later, narrowly surviving the attack. Today, he's grateful to have made it out, and proud to have a wild story to tell. But he knows it could have ended very differently. This woman was deep in the woods, far off the main trail, when she came across something strange. A baby carrier, abandoned. How does something like that end up in such a remote spot? It's one of those moments where something just doesn't feel right. An Indian YouTuber named Raja was live streaming from an abandoned place known as the Ghost House. He lit a candle to invite spirits, and soon strange things started happening. Viewers heard eerie sounds coming from behind a blue door, but when Raja opened it, there was nothing there, just thick forest. For a brief moment though, some viewers swore they saw a shadowy figure in a black hood staring straight at the camera. Later, Raja noticed a strange triangle pattern on the ground. He called it a ghost warning, possibly linked to witchcraft. Not far from it, he found a small pile of dirt and rubble with a cross placed on top. He believes whoever is buried there might be behind the haunting. Raja had planned to spend the night, but he didn't end up staying much longer. And for more chills like this, watch this next video.